Hello everyone, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess. This is a strange thing for me to do. I didn't have a lot of personal readings this week, so I thought I'd just get on and do an additional reading. I just did a beautiful twin flame reading for someone and thought, you know what, I'll just get on, the Hanged Man. I'll get on and do an additional reading and talk about personal readings. So if you do want a personal reading, best way to do that is to go through my website at www.theaussiegoddess.com. I only put the details of personal readings under the weeklies. I don't do it with the dailies because I do those before I go to work, so I'm usually in a bit of a hurry. So if you're looking for that, you can pick up anything you want, a small reading, a big reading. We can do face-to-face, timing permitting, or whatever. So I thought I'm just going to get into the Witch's Tarot and do you a quick karma read, being the last one was just so, it feels so close to me now. So I wanted to sort of share that with you while Spirit was giving me the messages. So here we go. Okay, so the first card we have out is the King of Wands. Now the King of Wands can represent a Leo, Aries or Sagittarius. It could be your energy at the moment if you're feeling a bit hot and passionate. He's a person who is a good leader, very well respected, often very attractive, and really people are drawn to them so easily when they're in this element. Now I have to say to you, not all Leos, Aries and Sagittarius are like that, but that is the standard for the actual star sign. So here we see the Three of Pentacles. Now this talks about working on something, and generally it talks about working on a project. I often think it's quite religious and reminds me of marriage, because I think of the two people and the marriage being the third entity here. Some people sort of go that it's a third party thing, but I very rarely get that with the Three of Pentacles. Now I have the Emperor here. Now the Emperor, the Emperor, he is the pinnacle of the masculine. He is, you know, all the combination of all the court cards. He's the balance of everything. He's the king of his kingdom. He is the man. Can be a father figure, can be a twin flame, can definitely be somebody like that. Okay, so we have the Justice card here. Now the Justice card, while it represents Libra, this is about obviously justice, so, you know, court proceedings, things like that. But it also talks about karma, because it talks of getting an even balance, equal give and take. Okay, and then we have the Two of Swords. Now the Two of Swords talks about a decision that has to be made that you'd prefer not to make. So sometimes it's a decision of, you know, going or staying. You're protecting your heart, so it's definitely a decision that's going to hurt. Sometimes it talks about cutting things out too, but it's a decision where it has to be done with absolute clarity. Okay, and then we have the Hermit. Now the Hermit is the card of really going inside to look for those parts of yourself that are hidden from you. It takes time out from the world, taking time out from the world to really spend time with just yourself in a place of trying to understand who you are. That's what the Hermit does, takes time away from civilization to understand themselves, to spend solitude. Okay, so here we have the Temperance card. Now the Temperance card talks of divine timing. She talks of having an equal balance again. So we've got a lot of cards about balance here. She's got one foot on the land, one foot in the water. So she's got equally balanced in earth and water. Oh, excuse me. Not very good to do a yawn in the middle of a reading. Okay, and then I have the Ten of Wands. Now I've seen this a bit lately, and it makes me think a lot of people are ready to finish off a cycle and put down this burden that they've carried with them for a really long time. I feel like some of you have been carrying this burden since childhood. Some of you have been carrying this burden since you've had, you know, huge relationship issues or problems in the past. It's been really hard to put down. This is about negativity, carrying weight around with you that you shouldn't be carrying. Okay, and then I have the Nine of Wands, which talks of the wounded warrior. Now, this is a card that it talks about having good boundaries, really. I love that the sun's coming up behind her. She's protecting herself against what's coming at her. Now, I'm not saying take a stick at anybody who comes your way, but I am saying boundaries are very healthy, and a lot of us have been sort of, I don't know, maybe discouraged from having good boundaries. Okay, and then we have a Page of Cups here. Now, the Page of Cups talks about an offer. Could be from a water sign, especially a Pisces, because it is the card of Pisces. This is an offer of love coming in here. It's only a little offer, but it's on its way. Okay, and here's the big offer. And the offer is stable, it's long term. It may start off with a little bit of a message, but it's definitely going places here. This is about stability, and you've been waiting a long time for this guy to get here. Okay, recap. So what I have here is somebody who's been working on something. They're working on something to bring in their counterpart, bring in the person that they want to be with. So people have been doing this internal work here. There's a need for balance, so perhaps a lot of you have been doing work around balancing yourself, understanding the need for balance in your life. This is also about karma too, so you really understand that you're doing some work around karma here. Now, there's some sort of a decision to be made here, and with all the balancing and the, Hermit card and the putting down of burdens here, I would say this decision is possibly around cutting something out of your life that no longer serves you. You're blind to it at the moment. Maybe you don't know what it is at the moment. Somebody said that to me the other day, and sometimes it does take a little bit of work to find out what it is you need to abandon and get rid of. So maybe it's some sort of really deep-seated thing about yourself. With this moon in the background, I'd say to you it's very, very possible that it's something very deep-seated in yourself. And you need to be able to get rid of that to bring balance back into your life. I feel like some of you will still be working on that because of this Hermit card. There's still this need for you to take time out from the world. The Temperance card says to me it's still happening in divine timing. So even though this feels like a very long process, this is still about divine timing. And it's still happening, even though a lot of you sort of are discouraged at the moment. You need to know that it is still happening. And I feel for a lot of you, the other party isn't ready yet. So don't despair if you are waiting for your partner to come in. It's just that he's working on, or she, the other half of you, is working on their stuff as well. So you're both working on your stuff separately, and that's what twin flames do. You work on your stuff separately and then you come together to complete each other and mirror each other. There's definitely something coming in here. There's definitely an offer here coming in, and they do talk about this being offered here at the front. So it definitely is happening. However, what they're saying here is this remembering that you have to put boundaries in here. This is about protecting yourself and putting boundaries in. So perhaps in the past you haven't been so good at doing that. But they're saying here that the offer is still on its way and it's very slow in coming. So I feel like for a lot of you, it's that King of Wands that we saw at the beginning here. And that was the Chariot. So it's definitely moving. I just think that some of you perhaps need to know that you are still on the right track and it is still coming. It's just a matter of doing the healing in the meantime. This does not imply that it's anybody from the past. It does imply that it is someone coming in to make an offer. But I can't see anything here that says to me it is a past life thing or a past person thing. So this is obviously for the people who are waiting for twin flames who don't know who their counterpart is. Okay. Definitely could be an earth sign because I have another earth card here and I have this earth card here. So I'm going to put a couple more cards on it. Okay. So what you've got here is the Strength card, the Seven of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. Now, again, the universe talks of balance here. So many of us haven't achieved the level of balance we need to achieve. We know something is still coming though, so you know it's still on the way. You've got to keep your hope and faith there. But there's still some work you need to be doing on this dark side, the taming of the beast idea. Still some work to be done there, and still some point of manifesting. But what this is telling me is that you need to do the work, be patient, and still keep balancing, still keep working on yourself. As long as the other person's not ready, they can't come in. If you're not ready, they can't come in. So this is about you both working on yourselves to get to a point where both of you are ready to welcome each other in. So that was nice, just to get a bit of reassurance from Spirit that it is on its way. So I'm still going to do an oracle card just to see if we get a little bit of extra support from the universe here. And I feel like a lot of people have been saying to me lately it's just taking a long time. And I think I had a woman write to me yesterday who's just about to get back with her partner after 40 years. So I hope you don't have to wait that long. But yeah, sometimes people have moved on and found someone else and got married. They've never forgotten the heart that they've had, but that's just the way it is, unfortunately. For others of you, 20 years is not unusual. Some people, it's only a matter of months. No use putting underneath anything you're going to gripe about with that, because I can't help it. The universe does what it does. If you don't want to wait, that's fine, you move on. But you can't complain if it doesn't come in a short amount of time. Spirit is working on you both to bring you together to make sure you're both ready. So the card that's come out talks about it's okay to be different. It says you don't need to be like everyone else. You're perfect just as you are. And I think that's really nice, because I think this is about shedding your ego, isn't it? It's okay to be different. You don't have to be like all the other sheep out there. You can be your own person. Walk your own path. Nice reading, folks. I'll see you in the morning.